You're also here to talk about your concerns about Somalia, your
Yes.
border, and what you said is an increasing number of militant groups and militants building up trying to wreak havoc, particularly after the comments of a leading official in Pakistan.
Yes, when I saw the comments by Foreign Minister of Pakistan that as a result of what is going on in Afghanistan, some of these extremists are leaving for Somalia and for Yemen, I could not help but think that this is like a wake-up call. In fact, we are here also to raise the red flag, that unless the whole world looks at Somalia as a challenge, a real challenge to international peace and security, it may be too late. And therefore, we are looking at this. We've worked in the past. As foreign minister, we were able to oversee the process that led to the establishment of the transitional federal government, first of all of President Abdullah Yusuf, and now of Sharif. We think that the world has not been able to support them adequately. But we also think the countries of the region need to be able to do several things, which is what we are doing, and we are sharing experience with the American friends, and of course, because it's important that the United Nations Security Council also does several things. I want to congratulate them because they did lift the arms embargo against Somalia so that the current government can begin to prepare itself, prepare a police force able to safeguard its own integrity, and so this is ongoing, but a lot more needs to be done. The humanitarian crisis that has been brought about as a result of the breakdown of the Somali Republic, because it's really a failed state, unfortunately. It's been able to, the humanitarian crisis that has been brought about is also being addressed adequately. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, in conjunction with countries of the region, we are trying to do the best we can to isolate issues, also taking into account that there could be elements that get through the refugee camps, but the intentions are less than honorable. So
perhaps this is an unfair comment, and this will be the last question, and that our National Security Advisor to President Obama now, Jim Jones, the Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Michael Mullen, Bob Gates, our Defense Secretary, very frequently say that many of these problems in Afghanistan or Yemen or other places don't have military solutions, but the character and structure of the overwhelming part of the response is often highly military, 99.999% military. And so I am interested, given the fact that you're such a key player, you yourself are such a key player and concerned in these issues, what would you advise Americans as we look at a framework for dealing with Somalia today and trying to get this equation more efficacious, if you will? One
way of helping the Somalis by friends like the United States is really to strengthen the capacity of the current administration. And of course, this may not necessarily, quote-unquote, be a military solution, but I can tell you that the intelligence, comparison of intelligence, and even be able, the very need to look at the military formations around the region and how we can, without physical encounter on the ground, because one is reminded of what happened under President Aidid when American public opinion actually turned against American involvement in Somalia. But times have changed. A lot of water has since gone under the bridge. And if America does not take this matter of Somalia seriously now, it may, as I said, be a little too late. And we are ready to compare and to compare notes, compare intelligence, work together. And of course, the government is trying to train, for instance, a Somali force, Somali police force. They need to be able to be really given the wherewithal to be able to come up with such a police force. And of course, you cannot talk of Somalia at the present time in our region without looking at our other neighbor to the north, the Sudan. And we wish them well. They are going to have elections in the month of April. These are critical elections within the framework of the comprehensive peace agreement. We continue to urge the Sudanese to always adhere to the spirit and letter of the comprehensive peace agreement, because by January next year, about this time next year, they'll be going to the referendum to be able to determine whether South Sudan will remain part and parcel of the larger Sudan. So the issues in the region are intricate. They have a direct bearing on international peace and security. And as I said, we are here literally to raise the red flag on Somalia.